I don't know how many fights I have left. I still feel young. I still feel great, fresh. I love what I do. But I do not want to continue for another 5 years fighting fights like I just fought, because I don't want to love this so much that it kills me, you know. Then you use that word lightly. And I don't mean I'm going to die in there, like I said. I just mean it's going to take something that I can't get back. Not only from me, but from the ones I love. That's what I'm more worried about. You know, I want to be there for my daughter forever. I want to be there for my wife. I don't want to start fading away, you know, mentally or anything like that. And I just know that that's a reality with what we do in combat sports, you know. And I'm just not, you know, I don't beat around the bush. I know that that's a possibility, and I know that what I'm doing isn't good for myself. So I talk about it openly.
When you first saw that Gilbert Burns was officially off the card, unfortunately testing positive for COVID-19, what was your reaction?
You know, I wasn't surprised. You know, Dirty Dilbert, you know, got the Rona. And, you know, I expected it. You know, what I tell you guys the last 6-7 months, I said that Jorge Street Judas Masvidal was going to price himself out, and he never wanted to fight Marty in the first place. And I said it's going to be me and Marty rematching, and that's what it needs to be. So, you know, I've been preparing for this. What I tell you guys, I said I've been preparing for a short notice call for the last 6-7 months. I've been ready for something like this. So now that it happens, put the ball in my court. All I need is the ball, UFC, and I promise you I'm running the touchdown. But getting Marty Fake Newsman to sign a contract when it's going to be a fair fight, that's a whole nother story, you know, because unless he has Mark Goddard to help him cheat, he's probably not going to show up and fight me.
There's a lot to unpack there. I just want to get the story of how you found out. When did you find out that Burns was out of the fight? And when did you decide to officially put your hand up? I see you tweeted out, obviously, that you're the man the UFC is going to call once this happened. When did you decide that this was the fight for you?
Yeah, last night, you know, I opened up my Twitter, and, you know, I'm looking at our great president's tweets and being at Mount Rushmore and all the festivities of America's birthday, you know, and celebrating the 4th of July. And all of a sudden, you know, my timeline starts filling up. Colby saved the day. And I see that Dirty Dilbert has the Rona. And then, you know, it only made sense to put my name in the hat. I'm ready to go. You know, I stay ready. I never have to get ready. And I live the lifestyle. I'm always in shape, ready to go, so I can jump on opportunities like this. And I've been telling you guys on this great radio show, Submission Radio, for the last 6 months, I will be ready in a short notice opportunity. So now the ball's in the UFC's court. I said I'm ready to go. You know, it's up to them to make it happen.
Have there been any kind of discussions between you and the UFC so far since you've put your hand up?
There's been some small discussions, nothing concrete, and I think they're scrambling. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do. But, you know, what they can't do, they can't put Street Judas Masvidal in there. The guy's had, you know, the last 6 months to step up to the fight, and all of a sudden on a week's notice he wants to fight. I mean, we can't neglect the truth. Jorge doesn't want to fight. That Shia LaBeouf-looking motherfucker, he just wants to go to some Spanish island and disappear with some soap opera stars and play dodgeball. He doesn't want to fight. He's a clout chaser. So give the real man what the people want to see.
I was going to say, we saw that Jorge Masvidal has been taking COVID-19 tests. Have you taken any tests thus far at this point? Are there any plans to take any tests? And what did you make of him taking the tests? It sort of looks like, you know, he's sort of really gunning for this fight alongside you.
Come on, we know that Judas Masvidal is not gunning for this fight. If he wanted to fight, he would have already fought. I mean, they've been trying to get that fight negotiated for 6 months, and I called it. I called it on Submission Radio. I said, Jorge Street Judas Masvidal is going to price himself out, and he doesn't want to fight. He's scared of Marty's shadow. He's scared of my shadow. I mean, you can go look at me on YouTube beating him up every single day. The guy's a jobber. He hit lightning in a bottle. The dude's got multiple losses. I mean, he's always lying. You can't believe anything that guy says. Last week he was saying Darren Till was the hardest guy who ever hit him. Oh, what about Paul Rodriguez? What about Rodrigo Dam? These guys that knocked you out, George. So stop selling wolf tickets to the fans, man. People can see right through you. You're not here to save this division. You're not here to make this division great again like me. So step to the side, let the big boys do work, and let's do round 2 of Marty Fake Newsman, man. Let's do it on a fair playing field. Why not? There's going to be a trilogy. I promise you guys that.
He says his manager says that he's in the sort of race to fight Kamaru, but obviously there's a big price tag that's going to be involved with that fight. I'm just wondering, what's your offer to the UFC and Kamaru Usman to make this fight possible? I guess we're working on a tight sort of timeline here. You'd have to be on a plane and off to Fight Island very, very soon. What sort of offer are you giving out there so this fight sort of happens?
I just got one demand only, to save the sport, to save Fight Island, and that's just to make sure that Mark Not So Goodard is anywhere near the octagon. That fucking prick. Stay the fucking UK. You ain't gonna fuck me over at a world title next time.
I think few can argue that you deserve to be there, because sometimes we see a shuffle in rankings and someone will have lost 2 in a row, then they move up. That I can understand, but you've been doing some phenomenal work. Of course, you're coming off a big win over Anthony Pettis, and even more impressive, you're the first man to submit him. Just tell me a little bit about that performance. Surely this was a big feather in your cap.
It was, it was a big fight for me, especially like fighting a big event like the UFC 246, it was like great. I think it was one of the big fights of my life and my career. And for me, to be the first man submitting him, it is great. The things I did it to work, be able to perform is good, be healthy, and get there, do my 100%. I was like really impressed for me too, and surprised me just to be able to control him on the ground and do my work on a stand-up, because I knew he's a really no fighter for his stand-up, but I took my chance and I started putting my game in and getting the finish.